Assembling the steering is a multi-step process. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to assemble the chain drive and count the links and see where I have to put the chain tensioners. We take our inner and outer ring. I've got a bushing that goes in there, and this is the clutched connector between the gear and the sprocket. And at this point, I initially cut a chain based on counting links and the CAD. I made it at the upper end of the length it might be, and then I see if I'll need to cut off a link. You do want to get as much wrap around this sprocket as possible, so you don't want it flaring out if you can possibly have it be tight like this. I don't know if that is too loose or not. This is one of the 3D printed chain tensioners. I just want to, the chain tensioners have to be mounted before you put the chain on, but the chain has to be on before I can look to see where the chain tensioners go. Once I verify that yes, these are the locations that the chain tensioners need to be, then I will install them and reinstall the chain. Alright, it looks like on this side I'm at the end, and on this side I'm one from the end. So the next step is to remove the chain and put the chain tensioners in, and then we'll reinstall the chain and see how everything fits. I've reinstalled the chain, dropped the sprocket in, and checked to see whether it looks like it's a good fit. It's a little bit loose, but this is really a test fit, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. The next step is to install the motor. The way this system is designed, as I talked about earlier, these gears are press fit over the motor shafts, right? No set screws, no keyways. They're undersized by about 1/1000, pressed on in a 20-ton press, and they should not come off. That means that it had to be manufactured with clearance so that the gear can slide in and then slide back. These will be Loctited red on the final assembly, but at this point, as a test fit, we just need to get them in. Make sure that they all can go in. Make sure that they don't hit things. There's no occlusion with other parts. All right, there you go. Now it's time to drop in the clutch and gear assembly, route the chain along. Now I have to worry about where the motor is. Okay. And get this to a point where I can put the joining link in. Somebody who's used to doing these videos would probably have this all set out rather than having to take the package apart, but not me. And of course this link doesn't want to come apart. Okay, there we go. Hopefully my CAD says I can reach in here with a pair of pliers and install this link from the underside, which would make putting the retaining clip much easier, obviously, because it would be on the top. Maybe a little more. Ah, there we go. Link is on. Put the top bar on. Now the top clip. And listen for that clicking sound. There we go. Okay. I have a couple of spacers. They're just washers temporarily, and they keep the whole assembly here from riding up. Finally, install the Delrin top piece. It doesn't have the home sensors in it yet, but again, the idea is to get this together, take it over, and drive it with a VESC speed controller and see how it runs. Alright, that fits nicely. We'll just put the two on the end in place. Whoa, those are really long bolts. Do I not have something shorter? I bet the ones I have here are too short. Yes. Your choice is either too long or too short. Well, for testing, that won't go through, will it? Fine. Maybe I can sneak one through there. We'll see. Yep, that works great. Actually, that's not as long as I thought. It actually just barely pokes out the other side. All right, so that's locked into place. And we got a viable steering drive. Next up, test bench.